see. Check. I need all my Knicks fans right now to grab your jerseys, your popcorn, your sodas, whatever you gotta do to get ready for this game. I don't care if you're a cheerleader, an athlete, a couch potato. We're here to restore the feeling. Matter of fact, how do you say it from New York? What I say it from New York? Hey yo, let's go now.
Hey yo, I bring that New York energy. Talking 42nd Street, alley hoop finger roll. Ain't nobody checking me. Crossover through the legs, step back, hit it three. Still up in the hood, but got big baller tendencies. She just trying to get flued out to John Kennedy, just to see the Knicks play, make a couple memories. New York, if you ain't from here, don't pretend to be. And if you ain't rocking with the Knicks, you an enemy. Yeah, look at us, whole city is wild. This is New York, why y'all ever counted us out? Any game we attend, yeah, we taking it now. Fast break on the court, all up and down. Lead a garden in the pigsty, yeah, we get it on this side. Bacon, egg, and cheese, or the lobster mac with the ribeye. Either way, we winning the overtime if we get tired. Get it with the team, yeah, that's just something we live by. Hey, yo, first quarter in, we gon' turn it up. Gotta warm up first, then we taking it dub. By the third quarter in, no, they ain't catching up. Gotta stay in the lead before that shot clock buzz. If the Knicks get a win, we gon' do it again. Make the finals once before, we gon' do it again. Bounce back in the fourth, we gon' do it again. It's been a while since the chip, but we gon' do it again, yeah.
Yo, put your hands up. If you rockin' with the Knicks, put your hands up. Yo, put your hands up. If you from New York, put your hands up. Yo, look, put your hands up. If you rockin' with the Knicks, put your hands up. Look, put your hands up. Hey yo, New York City, put your hands up. Sky, baby.
What up? What up? What's going on? What's going on? It is the Church Guys Sports Show for June 25th, 2024. We're here. You're there. It's episode 5 of our main show. If it's Tuesday night, you know where we are. We are here live and direct here on the Church Guys Sports Show podcast. Excited to be with you on another Tuesday night as we prepare to talk about all things in the world of sports that we can talk about. So many different things that we're going to talk about tonight. We invite you to be a part of the conversation, but do us a favor to get it started. I need you to like, I need you to share, I need you to tag, I need you to comment. Do me a favor. I want you, if you are on Facebook, if you're watching on our platforms on Facebook, my personal pages, both D. Elias Lodeholt and Dwayne Lodeholt, as well as Church Guys Sports Show Facebook page, I want you to do a couple of things. I want you to like the post. That gets the algorithm going, so it shares it out to more people. I want you to share the post out so that somebody who needs to see this can see it. I want you to tag another sports lover who's a church guy or a church girl. Tag them in the post so that they know that we are on the air. And then, of course, because I'm a preacher, I like to talk back church. I'm Pentecostal. So talk back to us tonight. We want you in the comment section. We want to have a conversation with you on tonight as we're waiting for my brothers and my sister to get here. We're waiting on the people tonight. We're hoping to see Bishop L, Bishop J Mac. We may get Pastor Davey. You know, Tuesday night is his Bible study night, so it might be kind of difficult for him to get on early, but we hope that he gets on later. And then, of course, our frequent regular guest contributor, Keisha Carter, who has become a church girl as far as our podcast go. And we're grateful. So if you are watching live, we want you to do one of those 4 things on Facebook. If you're on YouTube, click the bell notification and subscribe. And if you are watching by way of my X page, we want you to share it out on X and get this in front of others. And as always, and get all the housekeeping out of the way while I got a couple of minutes. Get all the housekeeping out of the way. We want you to make sure that you are downloading the podcast. Yes, we are live every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on all of our social media platforms. But then at midnight on Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, the podcast is available for download. You can download the podcast on Spotify. You can download it on Apple Podcasts. You can download it in a variety of different places. My brother, Overseer Jay Hen, what's going on, bro? What's going on? What's going on? Hope all is well with you, man. You can download the podcast again on Spotify. You can download the podcast on Apple Music. You can download the podcast on the iHeartRadio app. Download the podcast, help us promote it, send it to somebody who you know loves sports, whether they're a church guy or a church girl. We want them to be a part of what we're doing as we get ready to delve into the world of sound for a little while. We definitely getting ready to get into the conversation. Overseer Jay Hen says, just glad basketball season is over. Now we can all be friends again. Well, for the record, Overseer Jay Hen, I never stopped being your friend. You my brother. That's never going to change. We are on different sides of the coin where it comes to our basketball affiliations, but you my brother 100 at all times. And I will shout that from the rooftops. You are my brother. Now, where it comes to basketball, listen, we got difference of opinion, but that doesn't change the fact that you are absolutely my brother where it comes to that as well. So let's delve right into it. As Pastor Jay Hen just say, the basketball season, as far as the playing of games, as far as the NBA goes, is over. The NBA season has concluded. We know the Boston Celtics won the NBA championship in less than dramatic fashion. Quite honestly, it was probably one of honestly the quietest NBA finals in recent history, taking out the Dallas Mavericks 4-1. Kudos to the Boston Celtics again for getting it done, hanging banner number 18, which allows them to now be the leader. They had been tied with the LA Lakers for the most banners in the NBA. They had 17 apiece, but now Celtics fans, you got a little something to hang your hat on. You now have one more than the Lakers. You have 18 to the Lakers 17. So now the Lakers are retooling, and just about as far as that goes, now we're into the offseason. And yes, Overseer Jay Hen, Mets versus Yankees on tonight. We're going to get into that in just a few moments. But Lakers, in trying to hang banner number 18, have hired a new coach, and that coach is former player and ESPN NBA analyst who just finished calling the finals, JJ Redick. Now, that's a very interesting hire, if you ask me, as far as the JJ Redick. Those of you that are watching live, if I want to hear your thoughts tonight on whether or not you think JJ Redick was a good hire for the LA Lakers. Put it in the comments. Let us know whether you think the JJ Redick hire was a good hire. I'll give you my thoughts on it. The JJ Redick hire for me was interesting. And Overseer Jay Hen says is very interesting as well. And I completely agree with that. Here is a coach for probably one of the most storied franchises in professional sports, not even just basketball. The LA Lakers are one of the most storied franchises in professional sports. And to select a coach who has never coached a game in high school, never coached a game in college, never was an assistant coach on an NBA sideline. I think it's very interesting to literally take a novice and give him the reins. They gave him a 4-year deal, and they gave him the reins of the purple and gold. Again, one of the most storied franchises in NBA history. So y'all jump in the comments. Let me know. Do you think the JJ Redick was the right hire? And it's very interesting. And yeah, I see your comment, Jay Hen. I'm gonna put it up in just a second because that's a very interesting dynamic as well. Now, JJ Redick is a strong basketball mind. The interesting thing I find is he has this podcast with LeBron James that he had started doing, which is why a lot of people think that LeBron had a lot to do with this hire. I don't know if LeBron is at the center of it, if he's the catalyst of it. I know JJ Redick is his boy. They're very close. They were doing a podcast together. And don't get me wrong, JJ Redick as a basketball analyst is a strong basketball analyst, very sharp basketball mind. He was a solid NBA player. But I don't know if that translates into a coach. It's going to be interesting to see who they surround him with in terms of his assistant coaches. He's going to need some people that can command the respect of players. And for him, just recently retired, it's interesting to me that he's him just being recently retired. A lot of these guys are people who he played with. Or, I mean, remember, JJ Redick just retired last year. Like, JJ Redick is literally just 2 years from wearing an NBA uniform. And now he's on the sidelines with the LA Lakers. I think that is a huge thing And Overseer Jay Hinn says, but Mark, talking about the great Mark Jackson, can't get a job. This is crazy. Listen, I've said it ad nauseum. I think Mark Jackson is one of the best basketball minds. I'm a little biased because I've literally been a Mark Jackson fan my entire life, pretty much, just about. I've been a Mark Jackson fan since he was at St. John's University in New York. I was excited when he was drafted 18 in 1987 by the New York Knicks. I was excited for all of that. I wish he would have been a lifelong New York Knick. But they ended up trading him, and he came back and killed the Knicks a couple of times with the Pacers and with the LA Clippers. But Mark Jackson is responsible for a lot of Steve Kerr's success in Golden State. And it's interesting to me that I agree. Mark can't seem to even get an interview. Never mind get a job. Mark can't even get an interview, it seems like. But you've got first timers. And again, I'm not taking nothing away from JJ Redick. I think new coaches, I do agree that sometimes you don't want to keep recycling the same people. But Mark had one opportunity as an NBA head coach. He did a fantastic job in building the Golden State Warriors. He laid the foundation for the Warrior dynasty. Don't let anybody tell you anything else. Even Steve Kerr says it. Mark Jackson is responsible for that foundation that became the the Golden State Warrior dynasty. And Mark Jackson, the fact that he can't even get an interview, let alone another job in the NBA, is absolutely beyond me. I will never understand that logic. Yes, there have been reports that Rajon Rondo, thank you, Overseer Jay Hen, Rajon Rondo might be up for assistant coach. I don't have the validity on that as of yet. I'm still checking with my sources to see if that is actually a thing. I know there's been a bunch of pictures circulating about Rajon Rondo being added to the staff along with JJ Redick. But even with that, Rajon Rondo would be a first-time coach who is also just removed from his playing days. So I don't know what the Laker team and what their coaching staff is going to round out and look like over the next couple of weeks. We'll find out. All I do know is they needed to get a coach in place because the NBA draft starts Thursday. NBA is doing something different this year with the draft, making it a 2-day event, which I completely don't understand, nor do I agree with. The NBA is going to have the first night, obviously the first round on Thursday night at 7 p.m. Second round will be Friday at 4 p.m. Again, it's a money grab. ESPN's going to broadcast both days, and they're paying through the nose for rights fees. And so that Disney money to the NBA is large. And so they've turned it into a 2-day event. I never did understand why it would need to be a 2-day event because it's only 2 rounds, quite honestly. It's not like the NFL draft, which is 6-7 rounds, where you would need a couple days to get through all of the picks when you got over 30 teams. But the NBA draft is now 2 days. So that's going to be interesting. And then after the draft on Thursday and Friday, next week, Monday, we move into free agency. July 1st, teams can begin to negotiate with unrestricted free agents, with teams being able to start signing players after after July the 9th. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens as far as that goes with the as far as what happens. I'm sorry. It's going to be very interesting to see as far as what happens with free agency in the NBA and what things are going to come out of that. I'm interested to see that what the Knicks do with their cap space, as well as the 2 in-house free agents that they have. The New York Knicks have OG Anunoby, who they got in the RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickly deal at midseason, who was great with them. The New York Knicks, interestingly, were 28-5 with OG Anunoby in the lineup, which is amazing. They were a good team before, but the OG really fit the team the way it was. And with him being an unrestricted free agent, just for the context of them actually doing what needed to be done, or what needed to be done, they are going to, he has declined his $19.9 million option for this year, for next season. And he is looking to sign a new deal the talks are upwards of 35 million. Sam Jennings says, I thought the draft was Wednesday and Thursday. No, Sam, it's Thursday and Friday. NBA draft is Thursday and Friday. It's going to be fun. There are no clear-cut favorites this year. There are no bona fide superstars. Wait, no, you're right. It is Wednesday and Thursday this year. They moved it off of Thursday and Friday. So the NBA draft is Wednesday and Thursday. So the NBA draft actually starts tomorrow night. Tomorrow night and Thursday afternoon. So tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, and then Thursday at 4 p.m. I'm really just trying to figure out who are the best players in this draft. Nobody is really standing out to me as far as being someone who would really tip the scales in any direction, really, as far as being a game changer. There are no Victor Wembanyama's in this draft. There quite honestly, there aren't even any there aren't even any DeMar DeRozans in this draft. Like, this is one of the weaker drafts, they're saying. But I do believe that there are some serviceable players in this NBA draft. Obviously, the biggest name in the draft is LeBron James Jr., better known as Bronny James. I think Bronny is going to go in the first round to the LA Lakers. Interestingly, he only worked out for two teams after the NBA draft combine. He worked out for the Lakers and he worked out for the Phoenix Suns. So that tells me it's going to be probably one of those two teams that uses their pick on LeBron James Jr. and more than likely, based upon what LeBron James Sr. has said in the past, he's going to end up with whatever team that drafts Bronny, because he desires to play with Bronny. But I think Rob Pelinka and the Lakers will end up drafting Bronny. I do think that the hire of JJ Redick was with an eye toward the future, as far as him being a player development coach. I don't think that the Lakers are in win now mode anymore. I really don't. I don't think. Excuse me. I don't think that the Lakers are in win now mode anymore. Y'all jump in the comments. Let me know if you think the Lakers are still in win now mode with this hiring of JJ Redick. I just don't see how a first year coach puts the Lakers in win now mode. I don't know if JJ Redick is a needle mover. Again, I could be wrong. JJ Redick may come in, crack the whip, and the Lakers may get it together. But who knows? We'll see what happens by then. But again, next week, NBA free agency kicks off. Overseer Jay Hinn said definitely not. They're building for the future. I agree with that. I think they're building for the future, and I know LeBron came out and said, and I think that's what the play is. I think LeBron realizes that his championship window has closed, and he wants to get that 1 year in with his son, which is why Bronny worked out for the Lakers. The Lakers are going to draft Bronny, and I think JJ Redick is a guy he trusts to coach his son. Let's just call it what it is. I think that JJ Redick is a guy that LeBron trusts to coach Bronny, and the Lakers and Rob Pelinka and that crew there, Genie Bus, they decided to again do what LeBron wanted. I believe. I'm not going to sit here and say that LeBron was the only factor, but I do think that LeBron had something to do with it. I do think that LeBron had something to do with the JJ Redick hire. Again, it remains to be seen. I'm reserving judgment. I do think that it is curious that JJ Redick was the choice. I do think that it is curious, but we'll see what happens when they tip the ball up in the fall. I just don't know how much cachet JJ Redick has as an NBA coach. As Keisha Carter joins us, What up, Keish? What's going on?
Hey, y'all.
On this fine evening. So we've just been talking about recapping the NBA season, talking about going into now the draft, which starts tomorrow, and then a free agency, which kicks off next week. And we've been asking about the hire of JJ Redick. What do you think about the JJ Redick hiring by the LA Lakers?
Y'all gonna have to stop clowning my boy LeBron. Y'all gonna have to leave him alone. Just leave him alone.
I didn't attack LeBron.
They attacking my boy. They attacking him. Okay, I need y'all to leave him alone. There's blocker on this chat. The blocker is on this chat. Wow.
Stop it.
I don't understand. I don't understand how is LeBron. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm gonna lay it out right now because I know y'all looking for me to say something. I know y'all looking for me to say something about this. Okay. Okay. So maybe there could have been a little bit of a chat, talk between LeBron and JJ in regards to him being a coach. I mean, we can't say that okay, it was. Sick of this. Okay? Sick of this talk. This is all I've been hearing all week. I'm sick of it. Okay?
Well, I mean,
sick of it. It's obvious. It is obvious. I mean, I don't think it's as obvious as Stephen A said it, but it is very obvious. He went to the extreme about it, but I feel like yes, it is, and even I don't know if you talked about this already, but I think that it also has a little bit of a lineup with why LeBron's bringing his son. I think that has a little bit of an advantage with that too as well. Why JJ is there. So yes, there's some play that comes into that. But I mean, it is what it is. Who was you not? I mean, as a father, you will want to have the best for your son. So to get that experience,
but is JJ Redick the best? I mean, and I'm not saying that he's not. I'm not reserved. I'm not casting any judgment on the choice because I don't know if JJ Redick is a good coach or not.
Okay, so here's my thing. I think that it is a lineup that they're doing for the future. People are sitting there and saying, "Oh, this is LeBron's gonna coach and do this." Okay, LeBron may have some say into it, but like somebody once said, what superstar did not? What superstar didn't have no input or have a say in regards to certain things, right, for the team? Maybe not as much as LeBron has it. I mean, nobody doesn't really know exactly what we see the movement, we see what's going on, but nobody can really put their finger on it and say LeBron did X, Y, Z. Let's truth be told, right? Unless we got some insiders coming in and saying, yeah, LeBron did X, Y, Z. But what I'm saying is that I think they're building the team for the future. They know LeBron is about to head out. They know LeBron is literally trying to pass the torch to AD, but we got to make sure that AD keeps himself healthy and does what he needs to do. But JJ, I think, is going to be a good team moving towards the future. Right now, I don't know. He has no experience.
None.
There's no experience whatsoever.
He's never even coached a high school team. I mean,
there's no experience. So I don't see. I mean, this is, and I don't know if you saw his interview, his recent interview, but somebody
his introductory press conference. Yeah.
I
saw that.
I don't know if anybody saw it. But listen, I ain't gonna say
JJ Redick is a dog. But I mean, I'm talking about JJ Redick, the player. And I agree with you. I did say before you came on, I believe that it was with an eye toward the future. LeBron did say he wanted to play a year with his son. I believe that LeBron recognizes that his window to win championships has closed.
It's over.
And he's just now at a point where he wants to play this 1 year with Bronny, but he wanted to set Bronny up with a coach that he trusts.
Correct.
I respect that, but I don't know that the NBA is the place where you should be cutting your teeth, especially when you've never even been an assistant before.
I don't think the Lakers. How about that? Maybe
especially not the purple and gold.
The Lakers is the team. He could have started off with the Pistons.
He could have started as a Laker. He could have started as an assistant on whoever the Lakers over the Lakers staff was. Most good coaches start off as assistants, and I agree. You don't come from the sideline. You got to remember, JJ Redick is 2 years removed from playing. JJ Redick was a player 2 years ago.
Yeah,
2 years. We're not talking about 10 years ago. He was a player 2 years ago.
Didn't he?
Exactly. And that was one of the points that I made. Now you got to right. He had Tyronn Lue. He had guys that he had played with and against. But I'm just like, JJ now goes from playing against these guys and playing with some of these guys now to being their coach. That translation is going to be kind of hard, making that shift from being a locker room guy to being the boss, so to speak, on the sideline. I think that he has the moxie to try to command the respect in the locker room. Well, will he get it is the question.
I think it's going to be a fight. I think it's really going to be a fight. I think it's going to be a fight because, I don't think LeBron and him has been in this capacity where they're both like he's a coach and now LeBron. I think they're gonna bump heads. I'll be truthful. I'm gonna be truthful. I think they're gonna bump heads. They're gonna bump heads because LeBron has a certain vision for the team and how things should be. And I know JJ's coming in like, yo, I mean, what you talk about on the podcast is completely opposite to what's being done on the court. It's completely different in that locker
Absolutely.
room. It's so different. It's not
What
the
happens
same.
when that first losing streak hits?
That's what I'm saying.
You know,
That's
these
what
are
I'm
things
saying.
like you're
That's
right.
what I'm saying.
It's all craps and giggles when we on the podcast talking about hypotheticals or what
Right.
we would do if we were in this position. But what happens when if the Lakers get off to a slow start?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
What
That's
happens
what
in
I'm saying.
October and November if by Christmas time the Lakers are like 7th in the West?
It could unfold in a different way. It can really unfold in a different way. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't think JJ and LeBron has been in this environment where they're like, yo, I thought this was gonna play out this way, and JJ be like, yo, but you blah blah blah. It can be a bump head situation. It can be a bump head situation. But from my understanding, from what I've been reading, I'm hearing that, AD is probably going to be the tough one, not more so LeBron, because of the fact that LeBron is trying to pass the torch to AD. So they're saying, like, how is this lineup going to be for the future with AD? I mean, what do you think? You think AD is going to be able to work with JJ?
I've never seen AD as an alpha.
I haven't either.
And I still don't. He wasn't that in New Orleans. He's not that in LA. He's not an alpha. He's not a 1A. And I know that I'm ruffling some feathers by saying that. And I'm just talking about a temperament. I'm not talking about a skill. He has all of the skills to be a 1A. Does he have the temperament to be the 1A? I don't know about that. I don't know.
We've seen how he is.
Bishop Doug Woodall said, if Ham couldn't get it, JJ won't get it. You're right. Darvin Ham couldn't get the respect of that locker room. We really think JJ Redick is going to get it?
There was a lot of them that didn't get respect in the locker room, truth be told. It wasn't just him.
But it's true, but it's hard when your best player and your best player who is AD and then your most recognizable player who is your leader in LeBron James. Yeah. One thing I will say with Phil Jackson, if you look at Phil Jackson, if you look at Eric Spoelstra and before him Pat Riley in Miami, if you look at guys like that, you will see that the best players always spoke the coach's language. The coach is not going to get respect from the rest of the team if the best player and the coach are not in lockstep. And that's why I say JJ and LeBron may be in lockstep now. Yes. But when that first losing streak hits, oh boy.
It's going to be, that's what I'm saying. It's going to be it's going to be really different. And I feel like,
Bishop J. Mac joins us from the car.
Hi, brother. I think I'm talking so much right now, but I know Bishop, since he's on, I know he's probably going to get a kick out of this. But maybe I'm talking a little too much right now. But I will say that depending on the outcome of how JJ and LeBron is, I think we'll speak about what the narrative has been this whole entire time. I feel like once we see that first loss, it will actually come into the light in regards to what's really been taking place on the Lakers, if that makes sense, when it comes to LeBron. Because, there's so many narratives out there.
There are a lot of narratives about that. I mean, but what's been proven, and again, this is not a shot. This is just my observation as someone who has watched his entire 21-year career. LeBron can be a coach killer. He can be.
Okay. Was Ham good, though? Was Ham good? I'm
not even talking about Darvin Ham. Let's go all the way back to Cleveland. Let's go back to David Blatt, who he got.
I know LeBron is your boy, Keith.
I know.
But I'm just gonna go to the
y'all gonna go back to Cleveland? No,
I'm not gonna even go back to Cleveland.
Let's go to Miami.
Right
he went in and tried to get Spoelstra fired.
Now, Miami.
No. I'm not even gonna go back that far. I'm gonna stay right here in LA. I'm just gonna do the LA years.
Mets lead the Yankees 4-0, by the way.
All right. Frank Vogel. Yeah, but I'm not fooled by that. Frank Vogel
He should have been at that game.
wins the bubble chip.
He
They
did.
get rid of him. He won the bubble chip. They get rid of him after the next season. A year later, they get rid of him.
Is that LeBron's fault though?
Let me finish. All I'm saying is there's a track record that follows LeBron.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to say it's his fault.
Right.
But there's a history there.
There is.
But there's a history with the Lakers, period, though. We can't say that.
That's not. It's not. There's no history with the Lakers.
Can I finish my points? And then I promise I'm going to go on mute and let you respond.
I'm tired of this. You came at the right time, didn't you?
We're going to get to everybody's comments. Hold on. Before you go, J-Mac, we're going to get to everybody's comments. There's some good ones there. I want to get to them, but we want to let Bishop J-Mac make this point. So don't go nowhere. We're going to read your comments. We're going to respond. So go ahead, J-Mac.
So they get rid of Vogel, right? After he wins the chip 1 year later, he does it. They get rid of him. They bring in Darvin Ham. He gets them to the Western Conference Final. A year later, they don't like him. They get rid of him. So now you bringing in J.J. Redick. I'm just going on the L.A. years. We got two coaches, one that got you a chip, one got you to the Western Conference Final, and a year later you getting rid of them in each one of those coaching tenures. That's a problem to me. Now, I'm not going to say it's LeBron, but he's there. He's there.
Disagree.
Nobody can justify that. You can't justify it. A year after, we're going to fire the coach after he win a chip. A year later, we're going to get rid of Darvin. He was good enough to get you to the Western Conference Final. I didn't hear nobody talking about how bad Darvin Ham was that year.
I didn't
hear it. I didn't hear nobody.
I'm not a fan of him, but go ahead.
I didn't hear nobody. This year, because the players checked it, because AD and LeBron check out on him, they fired him. He may not have said nothing, but hey, you gonna start a podcast with JJ Redick in the middle of the season with your coach on the hot seat?
That's what Stephen A was talking about too. But I don't think that was just a point. I mean, I don't think that got anything to do with the coaching. No.
Nothing LeBron James does is coincidence, Keisha.
It's always calculated by LeBron.
It's all posturing.
Everybody got to make money.
When they came to the Garden this year, now if you follow you follow basketball the way we all do, when you go to the home team's arena, the home team usually has their towels for sweat and stuff that have their logo and stuff on it, and they give generic Gatorade towels to the opposing team to use while they're there, and the equipment people handle that. LeBron is doing his post-game interview wearing a Laker uniform, wrapped in a New York Knicks towel. Who do you think that was for?
He was promoting.
Promoting who? He's on the opposing team. He was trying to get he was negotiating and making this move that he made. He was doing all that he was negotiating in the media. That's what LeBron does. He always has.
When Jordan was
giving y'all something to talk about.
When Jordan was in the Olympics, Reebok was the sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan said, I'm not going to sponsor Reebok because I'm with Nike.
Right, because all of Team USA's uniforms were made by Reebok. Yep.
Yes. And he did not go out there and try to cause a controversy. He put the towel over the Reebok.
Over the Reebok logo. So he wouldn't violate his Nike contract. Yep.
He put the American flag over it. That's what
American
he did.
flag. In fact, most and his teammates followed suit because most of them had Nike deals.
Exactly. So
everybody's different.
LeBron knew what he was doing, Keith. I'm sorry.
Everybody's different.
All right. I'm gonna mute
Let's
now.
Let's just see how this season plays out. I mean, I'm not taking away. I did say in the beginning, I'm not taking away from the fact that I know that there had to been some type of talk between him and JJ. I admit to that. I could say that because it is obvious, and you can't take away from that. Like it is.
Brandon Nimmo hits a 2-run homer. And Mets now up 6-0 in the 4th inning.
See what
that
all
over
did?
Garrett Cole. Woo.
See what y'all did? If I was at the game, we wouldn't be having this problem.
That's Garrett Cole for you.
Yeah, he great pitcher, but you know he gives up homers.
In the big spot, he gives up home runs.
He definitely does. So I'm going to jump around with these comments a little bit. Sam Jennings says, I'm surprised that Jeannie has been quiet. I'm not. Jeannie is kind of taking a back seat. And, you know, I don't know what Rob Pelinka has done. You know, he's a snake oil salesman and a former agent. And he has really gotten Jeannie to abandon all of the because the Lakers were at one point were really very family oriented. This is why she was able to bring back Magic and various ones. Rob Pelinka has managed to get all of the power, so to speak. And a lot of this is Rob Pelinka and LeBron making these moves in LA right now.
They
Bishop
really
Doug
say it's
Woodall-
more so him, but you know.
Bishop Doug Woodall says, what happens when the coach can't protect Bronny from the media? I mean, for that first year,
They
he'll
can't
have
do it now.
Well, for that first year, he'll have his father as his shadow. For
They
that
can't
first
do
year,
it now.
he'll have his father there. I think LeBron is doing the wrong thing by even playing on a team with his son.
Why?
I think it's the wrong thing because he's LeBron James.
What's that got to do? What father wouldn't want that opportunity? You think nobody wouldn't want that?
It's going to
That's an
hurt
ego
him
thing.
in the long run.
Right.
He's not going to be his own man.
That's
He's
LeBron Senior's ego.
Man.
Right. That's LeBron Senior's ego. What he should do is fade into the twilight, end his career, and let his son. You see, Melo got out of the way, and now Cayenne is up and coming.
I don't think so. Well, I mean, because
he already got a lot of pressure on him being LeBron. He already got a lot of.
His name is LeBron James Jr. That's pressure by itself.
I mean, that is pressure, but I'm saying, like, I think LeBron is doing it to set his son up. I think any father would do that. Any father would do that. Maybe he's not doing it.
But he didn't have to do it.
Like any father
he didn't have to do that to set his son up. He didn't have to do that to set his son up.
He already did what was necessary to set his son up. He had a tremendous NBA career, and he got his son to be good enough to be in a position to be drafted. At that point, everything else should be on Bronny. At that point, you got to carve out your own legacy, son. You've got to do that. There have been this, and granted, there have been many father and son tandems in the NBA. But this is the first time that it has been with this level of superstar. And LeBron Senior is not thinking in terms of that. He's thinking, oh, well, there have been other players who had their sons. Yeah, but none of them were you. You are arguably the greatest of all time. How is your son supposed to come behind that?
Imagine them on the court together, and the minute Bronny can't come through. They're going to be comparing him to LeBron Sr. all year long. That's too much pressure for that boy.
The minute he misses a defensive rotation, the minute he misses a game-winning shot, the minute he goes 1 for 10 in a game, because that's going to happen. It's going to happen.
I mean, I think but I don't think that none of them don't expect that. I think they fully expected that. That's going to happen. I mean, what are you going to do? But you could make it a lot easier on him by not sitting on the sideline wearing the same uniform he's wearing. I think LeBron is all about breaking records right now. I think he wants to be the first to do XYZ right now. There's nothing else for him to prove. But that's why there's no value in him playing with his son. This is an ego thing. This is LeBron James's ego, and that's fine. That's his right. That must be a man thing. It wouldn't, because my son is a junior as well. I would never want to play with my son. I wouldn't.
But see,
I barely wanted to coach my son in Little League this year.
Keith, you looking at it.
I barely wanted to do that.
Keith, you looking at it from a female point of view,
right?
You looking at it from a male point of view.
I just said it.
You looking at it from
I'm looking at it from a female's point of view, right? That's what I'm saying. I couldn't relate to that.
And you got the heartstrings.
Yeah, I couldn't relate. Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of pressure on that boy.
I wouldn't want to play with my daughter. If my daughter and me was playing, I think I would want to play with her. But that's more of a female type of thing, but for a man, that's a different. Yeah, it's different.
I mean, no, I'm not mad at LeBron wanting. I'm not even mad about the fact that he wants it. I do think that if you have that level, it does cross your mind, but I don't think it's the prudent decision to do it. Yeah, it'll cross your mind. If you've got a son that's good at it, I mean, I'm sure we're preachers. We would want our sons to follow in our footsteps. I got a son. J Mac got sons. We would want our sons to follow in our footsteps. Absolutely. But we're not. If we are itinerant preachers that are world renowned, we don't want that pressure on our sons because they carry our name.
Really?
No, absolutely not.
That's another conversation about another day, but that's so interesting. Okay. I would never thought that because most men will want that to carry the legacy, especially to carry the church.
They can carry the legacy with their own identity.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Exactly. With their own identity. LeBron is putting a lot of pressure on this boy. Okay? He's putting a lot of pressure on him. And he's putting a lot of pressure on the Lakers and subsequently putting a lot of pressure on JJ Redick. Because if they draft Bronny to now have that on a first-year coach with no head coaching experience, this is gonna be a disaster.
Juan Soto goes yard. Yankees are on the board. Mets still lead 6-1 fifth inning. Listen, the Yankees are going to make the comeback. I'm not even worried about this. The Yankees are going to be fine. Willie Green says
the Yankees are going to make a run.
They're going to make a comeback. Yeah, absolutely. Willie Green says Lakers should have hired Phil Handy, point blank, a voice that is respected league-wide. I cannot agree more, Willie. When they fired him from Darvin Ham's staff, I thought when they fired him that Handy would be the one that would get the job. Phil Handy is a tremendous developmental guy. Like, this guy develops male players. He develops female players. That clip that you sent to us the other day, Keisha, of Juju doing that left-handed drill, that's a Phil Handy drill. That's Phil Handy's drill. That left-hand only drill, that's a Phil Handy drill. He taught her that. Like, why would you not? This is the guy you should have coaching the Lakers. You want to know why they're not hiring him? He's too hands-on for NBA players. That's the problem. He's too hands-on. He's too hands-on.
But that would be good for them.
For this Laker team, he would have to go.
This team.
Well, I was going to ask you, J-Mac, because Keisha and I talked about it before you came on. If the Lakers are shifting out of win now and the coach hiring was for the future, wouldn't you want someone who was heavy in player development?
Yeah, but you got to understand, LeBron and AD, regardless of what they're saying, they're still here.
I did point that out too about AD. Remember I said it?
They're still here. Regardless of what the future is not now. That's the thing. The future is not now. We can't say the future is now because AD and LeBron are still there, and LeBron very much has to say. And I know Dre was trying to tell me, how do we know that? He would say, how do we know that LeBron has something to do with this? Listen, LeBron has always had something to do with these players. The only team he didn't have anything to do with it was Miami.
Right, because Pat Riley wasn't allowing that.
Cut this mess out.
You want us to stop telling the truth, Keisha? And again,
Cut
it's
this
not.
Mess out.
Listen, it's not a knock. Listen, most great players. I agree. You said it earlier, Keisha, and I agree with you. Most great players, superstar level talent, they exercise their leverage on the teams that they play for. That is true. But if you notice, even with those, and this is true for Magic, this is true for Bird, this is true for Jordan, this is true for Shaq and Kobe, this is true for Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. This is true for Tim Duncan. Those teams, with those superstar level top 10, top 15 guys of all time on those teams, they still had well-respected coaches that the superstar player valued and listened to. That has been the problem in LeBron's career.
And I know I stopped Bishop D'Lo from going to Miami, But your boy wanted Spoelstra fired.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted Spoelstra fired.
Now, listen, Dwayne Wade is LeBron is his boy, so Dwayne Wade is never going to actually say it. But if you listen to when people ask Dwayne Wade about it, all he says was, "I don't recall being in that conversation." He doesn't say it didn't happen.
That during the interview with Shannon Sharp.
Right. He said, "I don't recall being in that conversation."
He never said
didn't say it didn't happen.
That's right.
He didn't say it didn't happen.
He said, "I don't recall."
I don't recall being in that conversation.
But he wasn't there.
He wasn't there. Exactly.
Right.
I wasn't
didn't say it didn't happen.
He didn't say it didn't happen.
He didn't say it didn't happen.
Y'all not going to do that.
And he does not deny that some players were not happy with Spo. He doesn't name names. Gone. And he said Riley was like, "Yeah, no, that's not how we do things here." Riley was like, "This is my coach. This is it." Every championship LeBron has, Phil Handy was involved. He needs that guy. I agree. Phil Handy was on that Miami staff for years.
Yeah, he was.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think that is a guy that LeBron does respect.
He's always been that dude.
Willie says Phil Handy can control the locker room. I agree with that. I don't understand why they would not give him the opportunity, especially if they're claiming that they're pivoting into this player development phase with the Lakers.
But that's what I'm telling you. They're not, because AD and LeBron are still there.
But the problem with that is, JJ Redick is definitely not the right hire.
And that's my point. That's why I say I can't wait for the season. If it's not
for the future, then he's not the one then. No.
Exactly. If you're still in win now mode.
No, they're going to tear him apart.
They are still in win now mode because LeBron and AD are still there. LeBron is not there not to win a championship. AD is not still there not to win a chip. Those veteran guys are trying to win a chip. They are not interested in player development.
I'm a LeBron James fan, and I'm telling you that right now. I need my boy to give it up. They not winning no chips right now.
No.
I'm a true realist when it comes to ball, and they're not getting it. Not after this year, what we just seen from these young men playing on the court. Nah.
So here's a hot take from Bishop Doug Woodall, who says LeBron will be the coach of the Lakers after JJ because his ego is going to want to coach Bronny and Bryce.
They should have let him been the player coach. He should have been the player coach this year. That's what should have happened.
That's what he was trying to do. You on the sideline yelling, "Give me the board, I got it," while the coaches are trying to come up with a play. Are you kidding me?
That's why he should have been a player coach this year.
I wasn't fond of him anyway, so maybe that's why I feel the way I do.
I mean, you can feel that way about Darvin Ham, and
it had nothing to do with LeBron, but
right, and that's fine. I get it. Like I totally understand. I get it, Keish. But the reality is, pretty much everywhere LeBron has been, he's been a coach killer. And I will always hang my hat on him getting David Blatt fired with the team leading the Eastern Conference, just simply because he didn't get along with Blatt. You were the best team in the Eastern Conference. You'd have made it out of he didn't like Blatt because Blatt held everybody accountable. Everybody was held accountable on Blatt's teams. Just saying. Willie Green says Redick is going to be manipulated at every loss. I said it earlier, Willie. I can't wait till they have that first
right now.
LeBron will be celebrated for every win, and JJ will be crucified for every loss. You watch
every win is going to be because of LeBron. Every loss will be on the coach. Doug Bishop Woodall says he's a temp tag coach until LeBron takes over. Keisha, you know it's true. That's what Bishop Woodall said. So
leave me alone.
There's a lot to be said for that. But shifting gears, we spent a lot of time on that. NBA free agency kicks off on Monday, July 1st. Teams can begin to negotiate with unrestricted free agents today. OG Anunoby declined his $19.9 million. You know you're dealing with monopoly money when you can decline a $19.9 million option.
There's a lot of money.
That's $20 million. I don't want it.
That's a lot.
Yeah, my contract says that I'm supposed to get paid $20 million. I don't want it.
Come back.
Yeah, but he's looking for a long term.
Give me better offer.
Absolutely. No, I understand. I'm
that was only for 1 year though. So he said, I'm gonna give it the 1 year because I want a 3 or 4 year deal.
Oh no, I absolutely understand, but I'm just saying the fact that
No, you're right.
$20 million.
$20 million. Just say, nah, I don't want it.
I don't want it.
That's life changing money.
We'll take $1 million.
For
By
1
the way,
year.
we all right.
But I say it all the time. I will go out there and play for the league minimum. I could be
Okay.
Theo. I could be Theo. I could do what Theo Pinson did for the Knicks a couple years ago.
Shoot.
Theo
This is going to be
Pinson.
a very interesting free agency, and it's going to be a very interesting season because the way that this new CBA is, that sign a long-term deal, play 1 year, and say I'm out. That's done.
That's over.
That's over. No more. Okay, that James Harden stuff, that KD stuff, it's over. When you
because
sign
the money
these
ain't gonna
deals,
be there. Yep.
You signing a long deal, yeah.
You either sign a long and also the trading of these contracts with that new second tier. It's gonna if the money
hurt the teams.
If the money does not match, like exactly, you can't trade them. So a lot of these contracts are going to become albatrosses that you get. Like everybody's talking about Car. This would be the summer Carl Anthony Towns would have to be moved because after next season, you can't move that contract. He's owed $50 million. Minnesota can't move that contract after this year.
Yeah, they're going to be shopping them. Now, whether anybody's going to try to take them and will Minnesota accept the deals that's offered for him, that's a whole nother thing. But they're definitely shopping them.
Willie Green says Paul George is the best of the free agent class out there. And you know,
yeah.
I gotta say, you know what, Willie, you're right. But that's sad.
Yes.
Like the draft class and the free agent class is awful this year.
There's really nothing. I don't even know who's in the draft. I don't even know who's in the draft because we were so focused on the girls' team. So I don't even know who's in the draft.
Yeah.
Paul George is not a great pickup for anybody. To me, he's just he's about playoff.
I think Paul George is a good pickup for Philly. I don't think he's a no, listen. I don't think he's a good pickup at the money he wants. Not the money he wants, no. Because he wants $35 million a season. I don't think that's a good deal for Philly. He wants a 4-year deal at $35 million, and he's 34 years old.
They're gonna be in the same boat they were with what's his name, that Tobias. You watch.
I agree.
Be in the same boat that they were with Tobias Harris if they give him all that
Paul George
money.
Can't stay healthy.
That's what they talked about earlier.
You want to have two guys on your roster who can't stay healthy that you rely on? And Embiid.
Yep.
Playoff
Paul
P.
George and Embiid.
Barkley said, "I'm still waiting for Playoff P to show up."
Right. We don't know what Playoff P looks like because he don't play in the playoffs.
Yo, Charles is crazy. He's crazy.
Listen, I'm waiting for Playoff P to show up. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. And I don't think I don't think it's a foregone conclusion he's going to Philly.
No, it's not a foregone conclusion. No, I don't think. But I think that's the most likely landing spot if he doesn't stay with the Clippers.
Who's getting a new stadium?
The Clippers.
The Clippers. The Clippers are moving into their new arena.
That's who they're talking about. They're trying to pick him up for. Because they said it will be a good look for him to be over there because of the new arena that they're about to get.
I mean, it's good for the Clippers.
They have yet to pick up his option. They're sitting back. They haven't picked it up.
They're not going to.
It's not a player option. It's a team option.
It's a team option. I honestly don't think they're going to. I think if they do pick it up, it might be because they're trying to deal that contract.
Yeah, see, there's a difference between a player option and a team option. Paul George, Anunoby has a player option, so he declined it. Mm-hmm. But Paul George has a team option, and the Clippers have not budged yet.
No, they haven't. They haven't said anything.
And he's dangling out there. It's like, so.
Oh, they're going to get right.
Willie Green says if the Knicks are going to try to run it back, they have to go over the cap exemption. They need a solid relief to take Brunson off the ball for stretches. Pritchard from the Celtics is going to be a hot name. Just watch and see. Boston is not going to restructure his contract and the Knicks can steal him. That's an interesting thought. I'll tell you who is lobbying to be a Knick: Patrick Beverley.
Yes, I saw that on social media.
Patrick Beverly is lobbying to
And
be
I
a
don't
Knick.
know if I want him here, though. I don't know.
He fits
Why,
the
Bishop?
he fits the Tibbs mold from a defensive standpoint, but Patrick Beverly can't hit the side of a barn with his shot.
That's it.
Can't
And we
score.
need. He can't score.
He
But
cannot
y'all
score.
need defense too, though.
We got defense.
Y'all can use that extra hand. Not from
Because
him. Maybe not from him.
he doesn't help us in the non-Brunson minutes. And that's what we're looking for. Now, I think Peyton Pritchard, who Willie mentioned, that's someone that could help us in the non-Brunson minutes, because that's a bona fide scoring threat, particularly from the arc. Like that's a guy that can come down and hit the three from anywhere. You know,
What's the
he
backup
helps
point?
us in the non.
What's the backup point guard for Indiana? What was his name?
TJ McConnell?
Yeah, is he a free agent?
No. No. Pascal Siakam re-upped with the Indiana Pacers. So
yeah, they gave him the max deal. They gave him a max deal.
And they were going to do that. The interesting thing for the Knicks, you've got OG, you've got Hartenstein. I saw an article today, a podcast today that actually talked about they don't think that the host of that podcast, well, not one of the hosts, one of the guests said he doesn't think that the Knicks should re-sign Hartenstein, and that, you know, that Tibbs has done a great job with getting in serviceable bigs.
I saw that.
They should just find the next Hartenstein.
I disagree with that.
I totally especially if it's only
Why would they do that?
Well, here's the thing. You can't max out Hartenstein anyway. Because of the way his contract is structured and the deal that he's coming off of, and because of the way his bird rights work, the maximum that the Knicks can offer him is somewhere in the vicinity of about $18 million a year. Now, there are teams like the Oklahoma City Thunder who can offer him $20 million out the gate. So it's really going to come down to whether or not Isaiah Hartenstein wants to be in New York or not, because I think the Knicks are prepared to offer him that $18 million. I don't think that's a problem.
Yeah, I think so too.
The OG thing, that's a little bit different, because from what we understand, and we don't know what the initial offer was from the Knicks, but whatever it was, OG doesn't look happy with it. And because OG doesn't look happy with it, there are rumblings, and Willie Green said it here, they can't lose OG if they do, y'all done. I agree. The Knicks are in a precarious position, and OG knows it. But I do think OG gives the Knicks some sort of a discount. You got to remember, OG Anunoby is 26. So he hasn't even entered. He's entering into his prime years now. So he wants to be paid like it. The issue, though, is Brunson is extension eligible after this season. You've got Randall, who will be extension eligible after next season. Like, what are you gonna pay these guys? Like, what are we talking about in terms of money here? Because you can't pay all of them $40 million a year. You can't, and maintain your flexibility unless you are that confident that keeping this core together is going to mean that you will compete for a championship with this core for the next 4 or 5 years, which I think you could do, but realistically, other teams are going to get better as well. But again, the landscape of the NBA is changing, as you see. And I'm not even sure what Oklahoma City was planning by this move, but that trade of Josh Giddey for Alex Caruso, wow.
Yeah, I was very surprised to see that.
They shored up their defense. That's what they did. They shored up their backcourt defense. They showed up their backcourt defense with that deal.
Wasn't that move crazy?
That deal was to keep SGA from having to guard the opposing team's point guard, because Josh Giddey is not
and so he could be strong down the stretch to score and carry the team and be the closer. So now he doesn't have to play the hard defense on the premier scorer for the other team, or the premier point guard.
They lost that series to Dallas because SGA fouled PJ Washington. You got to remember that. That's why they lost that series. If that's Alex Caruso on PJ Washington, you might have a different outcome.
And Caruso's a dog. He's a dog, man.
Even though Brunson did put him on skates, but
yes. And listen, I'm just glad we got a point guard finally. All these years, the Knicks got a point guard, man.
Absolutely. Doug Woodall says, can you imagine a second unit of Patrick Beverly, OG, and OG is going to start.
Oh yeah, OG starting.
But he says Patrick Beverly, OG, and Robinson on the court at the same time. Yeah, that's great, but where you getting your offense from?
And Robinson, we gotta hope that he stays healthy. He can get on the court.
Absolutely.
Right.
Listen, I think second unit, OG, Deuce is going to be in the second unit. I mean, I don't know. I kind of feel like they're hoping that Deuce rounds into that second unit point guard, so they don't have to go get another one.
Yeah, they're hoping they're hoping he becomes Emmanuel quickly.
I like Deuce better off the ball though.
Yeah, he's better off the ball than being the point guard. We need to get another point guard.
I like Deuce as a catch and shoot guard off the bench, and our defensive stopper as far as the backcourt goes. The window is now, but they must bolster their bench. Point guard play, and Mitchell Robinson has to resign. Well, Mitchell Robinson is already signed. He's locked up for 4 years.
It's Hartenstein we need to sign.
Yeah, Hartenstein has to resign. Mitchell Robinson is already locked up. Mitchell Robinson signed his extension last year. How big is Deuce? Deuce is listed at 6'2". He's
more like 6 feet, 6'1".
Right. He's about 6 feet tall. But Deuce is not big at all. But he plays bigger. And that's a good thing. My only issue with Deuce is, this thing with Tibbs having him guard bigger guards just doesn't work. And bigger wings, that just doesn't work. They just shoot over him because they can. Yeah, he's small, Doug. He's absolutely small. Deuce is not there for that. So a lot to talk about as we get into it. Obviously, I'm sure next Tuesday, which will be July 2nd, there'll be some signings and potential signings we'll have to talk about, and some people that'll be, because free agency kicks off at 9 p.m. Sunday night. Actually, June 30th.
Interesting. This is gonna be interesting.
The 9 p.m. Sunday night free agency actually kicks off, and July 1st.
This is what the NBA always wanted. They wanted to be year round, just like the NFL was. But the NBA, this is what they've always wanted. They wanted a strong off season, free agency, the draft. You don't take a break, and then you got the summer league. This is what the NBA. This is what the NBA wanted. For years, this was David Stern's.
Yeah, this was his vision. This was his vision.
That there was no days off for the NBA, and you see,
and with the WNBA as well being as good as it's been.
Yes,
it's been tremendous. Because you got to remember, those two leagues are inextricably tied. Can you imagine the money if the WNBA actually turns a profit this year?
I believe they're going to do it. I know we didn't do a show on it, but I'm telling you, I believe. I mean, did you see the Atlanta game? They had to move the game to a bigger arena.
They had to move the game to
a bigger arena,
to State Farm Arena.
I told you I was going to the
Hawks
game,
play.
right?
Yep.
They probably got more people in there to see them than the Hawks.
The Hawks. Yeah. You ain't never lied.
Yeah, I ain't right.
It's true. It's true. And listen, I know I've been waiting to see you, Keith. What about your girl Angel? She is balling right now.
Keisha, get back on camera. Get back on camera.
She's balling.
Speaking of the WNBA, as we pivot a little bit, tonight is the WNBA commissioners. The WNBA has had their own version of the in-season tournament going on for a few years now.
Yes.
Tonight is the championship game between the New York Liberty and the Minnesota Lynx. The Lynx trail the Liberty by 3 at halftime of the WNBA Commissioners Cup Championship. But this is another one of those things that the league has to get together, because this should have been promoted a lot better. Especially
right, because I didn't even know about it.
Like, this is the championship game of their in-season tournament, and it's not being promoted. Like, this is the only WNBA game tonight.
They suck. I just had this conversation. They suck. Their marketing is horrible. Why was this not promoted? The first time I heard about it was at the game between the Fever and the Sky. Mm-hmm. That's when they first started to talk about it. They are horrible.
This is the first I heard of it when you brought it up tonight.
Oh, wow. Yep.
They are horrible. I didn't even know that until they brought it up at the game. I was like, what?
That's horrible.
And they said that the Fever needed to win that game against Chicago. And I was like, so why couldn't y'all not announce stuff like this? Like, why?
And the worst part is it's not even a nationally televised game. It's on Amazon Prime Video. Poor job by the WNBA. Poor job by the WNBA.
Right now, if y'all had to pick the rookie of the year, who's getting it? Is it Caitlin or Angel? Well, because she turned the camera on. Well, we already know that she
getting on my nerves.
Because you know that means Angel winning it. You don't want her to, but Angel's the front runner right now for that award.
As of right now,
totally
unbiased, Angel Reese is the front runner for rookie.
She's the front runner.
So as of right now, numbers wise, what they spoke about, Angel and Caitlin is like neck to neck. Angel Reese need one more good game, and she's right there.
Listen, she had a monster.
What it is for me though,
25 and 16.
Angel Reese has been a consistent double machine though.
No, that probably
She's
was
been
her
a double machine.
Game. That probably was her best game.
It was her best scoring game, but she has been a double machine this year.
Her rebounding is off the chart.
And her and Camila Cardoza up front is just scary.
Only thing about Cardoza, I just want them to work on her on the post a little bit more.
Her footwork.
Her footwork. She's too big of a girl for her to just not be too dominant when it comes to the post. So I just want them to work on her with that. Once she gets there, which I know she's gonna get. Her and Angel.
They're gonna be the twin towers. You just throw it on either post and watch them work.
Unstoppable. I'm telling you that right now. You heard it from me. It's a wrap.
And Angel Reese is quietly working with Chris Brickley in New York.
She is.
Chris Brickley is like that's the dude in terms of getting people to expand their games. So she start hitting those 18 footers consistently. That girl gonna be a problem.
I'm going to the game.
Which one?
The one when they come here to play against Liberty.
When they come back to New York?
Well, you gotta give the girl her due though, Keith.
No, I'm not gonna hold you. Even though I'm going to the game with my Juju jersey, but I'm not gonna hold you. Angel Reese, she dominated that game like it was nobody's business.
She absolutely did.
Because of her, the reason why
I was gonna say Chicago won that game because Angel Reese
down by 15 points in the third.
Angel Reese willed them to win.
She led them back to winning. She tied them up in the third quarter. And in the fourth quarter, it was over.
That is to me, that is the type of killer instinct you want to see from the player that you're building your team around. And I really haven't seen that. Like I see Caitlin Clark gets hers, but quite honestly, this recent winning streak Indiana's been on has been more about Aaliyah Boston. Who, listen, Aaliyah Boston's a problem.
But I'll give Caitlin her due though.
Oh yeah, she's been playing well, but she's been a second fiddle to Aaliyah Boston.
Her assist.
That's what it is,
and that's been important. She's moving the ball now.
13 on the night.
She had 13 assists.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But
17 points, 13 assists.
She's learning the team good with Aaliyah Boston. She plays good with her.
Yeah, they're a perfect inside-out combination, and hopefully their coach is seeing that because they're getting a little chemistry together, and that's going to be huge for Indiana if they're going to make that transition. I don't think that right now, standings wise, I believe Indiana is 7th because in the WNBA, East and West don't really mean anything. It's the top 8 teams in the league make the playoffs.
And I like that. And I like that. I like it like that. I don't think it should be East and West.
There have been talks about the NBA going that route with 1 through 16.
Yeah,
I'm here for it. I'm here for
and
that
I think
too.
they should.
It makes sense. I like that.
Just
that
go 1
East
through
West
16.
Conference stuff don't work, man. That's played out now.
Right, especially when and honestly, I feel 1 through 16, the NBA Finals outcome would have been a lot different this year.
Yeah, that playing tournament is corny. But anyway.
Well, I wouldn't. I think it needs revamping. I don't think it's corny. I think it's okay. So that win by Chicago over Indiana actually put them back a half game ahead of Indiana for the 8th seed right now in the WNBA as they prepare to take their Olympic break. The Liberty are the class of the WNBA right now at 15-3. The Connecticut Sun, who are having a really good season, they came out of nowhere, a 13-3.
Their defense is off the chart.
Yeah. Minnesota Lynx
defense.
are third right now, 13-3. Seattle Storm are 10-6, and the Las Vegas Aces are actually fifth right now at 8-6. They're struggling a little bit.
Yeah, but you know what? You know they the champs.
They'll be there. Yeah, they'll be there.
Right. They're gonna be right. Right.
It's like we felt about Denver.
Asia Wilson. Yeah, they're gonna be there.
It's just like we felt about Denver in the playoffs.
Wilson.
Asia Wilson is the best player in the NBA.
That Asia
Wilson boy. MVP,
you put her
MVP.
anywhere, and she gonna shoot and make it in.
Just call her Miss MVP.
Yeah, she's just a problem. So it'll be interesting, especially if Indiana and Chicago are duking it out for the 8th seed throughout the season. That's going to be fun.
Listen, Magic Johnson was on the other night. It looks like
that's what it's going to be.
He was. He even said it. You saw his comment?
Magic said that Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are Magic and Bird.
I agree.
And he said they're going to get better just like they did. He said now they learning the game, they learn it, but they're going to be the class of the league when it's all said and done. And I believe it.
I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that.
He heard our podcast. He heard it.
Yeah. Yeah, he want to be on. We'll
want to be on.
Magic.
Just say you want to be on.
Magic. Hit my DMs. We'll bring you on, Magic.
Just say it.
But give me like a 2-week lead time because I got to make sure I promote that because we're going to have 1 million people on when you come on, Magic. But we'll definitely bring you on the show, Magic. Shifting gears, Willie Green says, WWE and Netflix, can't wait. Let's go. Attitude Era. Rated R, more like rated X, Willie.
Yeah, because did you hear the Triple H announcement today? I mean, yesterday.
I sure did. And I saw his interview yesterday. I sent
No, I didn't see it yesterday. I was really, really busy. So what did he say yesterday?
Netflix, when they make the move to Netflix, it's going to be basically more edgier content. And it's gonna that's what he said.
Attitude Era 2.0.
No PG.
No PG. He said he announced it. It's there's been speculation, but he officially
we figured that was gonna happen. Yeah.
Yeah, but he made it official yesterday. When they make the move to Netflix in 2025, it's gonna be edgier content. I'm excited. The locks are gonna be off.
Attitude Era 2.0. I mean, but you can see it's already gradually moving in that direction as you watch it. We've got to talk about. We didn't get into it much, but last week was one of the most tremendous weeks of the WWE in the modern era.
And they followed it up this week with a good show too.
Yes. But from Clash at the Castle, which was a phenomenal pay-per-view. Firstly, I got to give Paul Levesque his props by not jam-packing these PLEs. 5 matches, usually at that advanced storylines and that have championship implications. Keeping the show to 3 hours and giving the matches time to cook. I love it. I love this new era. This man knows what he's doing. He absolutely knows what he's doing. Then from Clash at the Castle to the debut of the Wyatt Six on Monday night, which was cinema. That was straight cinema.
Classic WWE. Nobody does it better.
It was straight classic.
Nobody does it better. No wrestler promotion does it better. Nobody.
The other promotion may have a pay-per-view called The Forbidden Door, but the WWE is actually opening the Forbidden Door. Joe Hendry on NXT.
Joe Hendry.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
Joe Hendry.
Joe Hendry on NXT, then followed it up on
Friday
Jordan
night. Grace did a great job on the pay-per-view. Jordan Grace, she was
fantastic. Yes.
She
was fantastic.
Yes.
She's scary. That's a big girl. She's cute and all, but she could beat us up. I'm not even trying to mess with her. That's a muscular chick.
Yeah, her back looked like a brick wall.
Word.
No.
Yes, it does. Yo, Jordan Grace's back looks like a brick wall. It does.
It looks like a brick wall.
Yo, you see that chick from the back?
I was trying to give her a compliment.
Nah, you did. I mean, and it's still J-Mac is not dissing. She's not dissing her, but
I'm not dissing her.
That chick's got some broad shoulders, and that back is cut up. That back is cut up. She
Yeah,
is
when
a
she
brick
walks, you could
wall.
tell.
They call it trees. That's what they
Yeah.
call it. She got trees. That's what they call it.
I'm gonna make
When
sure
you
when
was
I go to the gym, I don't get no trees.
well, listen, you already on your way too. I've been You cutting up with them
She's just trying to
pull-ups.
maintain
Them
her
pull-ups.
femininity.
Them pull-ups are you got trees coming.
You know what? Let me just address this publicly. Keep your shirt down, please.
Oh,
Because I don't want to have to kill nobody because they're looking at you too hard.
Yes,
y'all
and you know
killing?
then you be coming to us
Because
talking about somebody in the
you'll be
inbox.
texting us talking about, yo, I can't. Keisha,
Somebody
you're
in my
not helping.
inbox.
You're not helping.
Can you go get them? Can you go check them?
Right. And we will. We absolutely will. But
We'll
I
gladly
be
do
trying to
it.
figure out who's who. Who these people that be coming out of nowhere? I don't be knowing them.
Listen, you on here, they want to know you.
Hey. Go
what
to
are we
the
gonna
next
do?
game.
What,
Gonna go to the Yankees game.
what are we gonna do with this girl? Lord,
Yankees game.
what are we gonna do?
What's the Yankees score, Bishop? What's the Yankees
Yeah, let me go back to this because
what's the score?
Keisha is. Let me get back to my
Trying
score
to get an
page.
invitation.
Yes.
Mets still lead 6-1, bottom 6, but the Yankees are
Threatening.
no. I thought they were okay. Yeah, bottom 6. Mets still lead 6-1.
You know why I'm not convinced? Because they got to do closer by committee now.
Yeah. The Edwin D.
They got to do closer by committee.
How dumb can you be, Edwin Diaz?
They check you every inning coming off the mound now. Every inning they check you.
What were you?
I don't even want to talk about it, man.
We
I don't
don't
know
talk about it.
Edwin, what were you thinking?
He wasn't.
Liberty and Lynx tied, 4:41 to go in the third quarter. I may have to watch the end of that game, turn on my Prime Video and watch the end of that game. But yeah, bad job by the WNBA. bad job by the WNBA.
Horrible.
But so it's been a fantastic week in sports and sports entertainment. Another great week. And
Money in the Bank is coming up next weekend.
Money in the Bank coming up next weekend. We're excited about that, which will lead us into SummerSlam.
Seth Rollins is back.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm interested to see what they do with the Intercontinental title. As far as with Sammy,
Braun Breaker. You think they're ready to put it on Braun? I think it's a little too soon for Braun.
Too soon. I was gonna say it's too soon because you had Gunther who restored the credibility of it. You can't have Sammy have too short of a title reign, which is why I know some people didn't like it, but that's why he kept beating Chad Gable. Because remember, Sammy beat Gunther clean, and that's important because people forget there's a psychology to wrestling. They forget that there's a psychology to how it's booked. So you can't have Sammy beat Gunther clean, then have him drop it 2 weeks later to Chad Gable. You couldn't do that.
Can't do
it. And that's why you can't have Braun and like this whole thing because now Sheamus is in the picture. You got Ludwig Kaiser in the picture. Like the Intercontinental title is a thing again. So that's Triple H. He got it. He know what he.
But get this. The Wyatt Six, their first person out the gate that they attacked was Chad Gable.
Yep.
And what do we see the storyline is becoming with the Wyatt Six? The outcast. Those that couldn't make it. Those that didn't reach the brass ring. Bo Dallas, Redbeard, the Stalker guy.
He talked about that yesterday.
Yeah. So you gotta look at that. All of Nikki Cross, all of these people are people that never made it. They tried, never made it.
Multiple gimmicks, multiple ideas, and including Bo Dallas himself.
Right. So now you got Chad Gable, who got attacked, who fits that mold, guys.
Yeah, we got to watch how that plays out.
Absolutely. Shorty G. Remember he was Shorty G?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what a name. I mean,
Vince
Short,
McMahon, classic Vince McMahon.
yes, come on, man. So you got Shorty G. You know, did he help? He helps Sammy get the Intercontinental title, gets him there, and then he doesn't reach the brass ring. He doesn't get the championship, so he's knocked down. He's outcast. The Alpha Academy has turned on him, so he's prime pickings to be recruited.
As the sixth member of the Wyatt Six?
The sixth member of the Y6.
There's also some talk that it might be Alexa Bliss.
And there's also talk saying it could be the sixth man could be the crowd. Could be us.
Could be.
The Fireflies holding up the lights.
There are definitely a lot of different ways that they can go with this. The Y6 is this is cinema, and again,
man.
that video last night, the video package last night with Uncle Howdy interviewing Bo Dallas, fantastic. And that was real.
Bo.
That was real.
That was Bray's brother. That wasn't Bo Dallas.
Right. That was Taylor Rotunda.
Yes.
That was Taylor Rotunda.
Yes, that was Taylor Rotunda. Right, yeah. I've never looked at him like I did, and somebody said it today. That one segment that he did last night topped everything that Bo Dallas could have ever done in his whole career.
Bubba Ray said it on Busted Open.
That one segment last night.
Yeah, Bubba Ray said it on Busted Open.
Yeah. And I agree with that. Because I never respected Bo Dallas. Ever. I never respected that character. This right here, this is going to be something. If they don't get in the ring, they can take their time. Build the characters.
Yeah, and that's the beauty
because they already have, They build it.
They've got the WWE in the palm of its hand, the entire WWE universe. Noah Bullard, my brother, Overseer Bullard, he said, I thought Chad Gable was going to team up with the Creed brothers. Yeah, they teased that for a little while, but this is better. This is definitely.
And we haven't seen the Creed brothers in a while, have we?
Yeah, no, we haven't. They
haven't been on TV in a long time.
No. Yeah, Overseer, that was that promo last night. It was pure cinema. What to watch Bray's legacy being taken care of, because that's what it is. They are treating it with the care it deserves.
Triple H.
Yeah.
Triple H. Yeah.
I don't know if Vince would have done it.
So dope yesterday.
He wouldn't have. And then you got to remember, we got to all still figure out how Pat McAfee ties into all of this. So
it's gonna be fire.
There's so much happening right now. It's like, wait, so how does McAfee tie in all of this?
And look at what we're talking about. We haven't even mentioned the bloodline. And Jacob Fatu.
Right, the debut of Jacob Fatu last week.
We haven't, because the Y6 has captivated the WWE universe so much. We're not even talking about the fact that Jacob made his debut on Friday and cracked 2 of Cody's ribs on that splash off of the top rope.
Sure did.
He cracked 2 of Cody's ribs.
This reminds me of the way they're writing and booking right now. You know, I used to always joke about how wrestling was a male soap opera essentially, and you just kind of have to let us have that. It's a male soap opera. But I remember growing up, and you know, I'm gonna tell on myself a little bit.
Tell it.
Obviously, growing up in the 80s and 90s, daytime television was a thing. I grew up pretty much at my grandmother's house because my mother was working and in school, and my grandmother used to watch the daytime soap operas every day. So Channel 7 was the destination. So it was All My Children, it was One Life to Live, it was General Hospital, and these were on. And I will admit, I became a huge fan of All My Children myself personally, even as a young child. All My Children was my show.
Okay.
Watching the WWE and as it's unfolding right now, if you remember, Keisha, and I'm sure you remember as well, J-Mac, even though you probably didn't watch it as much, I'm sure you did watch some of them, daytime soap operas, how they would, the stories, the reason why they were so good and kept you riveted was because there were so many different storylines that had your attention at the same time, and they found a way to intertwine all of them into each other.
Yep.
So while you might have the Adam and Stewart twin brother thing going on, yes, then somehow that tied into what Erica was doing on her end, and that tied into Angie and Jesse and all of the different ones. All the storylines ended up intertwining, but they had your attention because of it. That is literally what the WWE is doing right now.
Yes, and it's brilliant that they're doing.
Brilliant. It's
so
absolute brilliance.
It's so brilliant.
Absolute brilliance. Is so dope to see that. I am so steeped in it. Ted, my brother.
I know you did not.
Teddy.
I know.
He's a Met fan. Teddy's a Met fan.
Does he know who I am? No.
Ted, leave Pastor Ted Simpson alone. That's my little brother.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord, everybody. Praise the Lord.
Leave Pastor Ted Simpson.
Okay, Pastor Ted.
Mets have gone up 9-1. Mets have gone up 9-1 as they play in the bottom of the seventh inning. JD Martinez doubled the center. Harrison Bader scores. Nimmo the third. Pete Alonso sacrifice fly to center. 9 runs for the Mets as they're taking it to the Yankees right now. Teddy said General Hospital was his show. I couldn't really get into General Hospital.
All of them, yeah. You watch one after another,
right? Because that was your afternoon.
That was your afternoon. When you got out of school,
that was your afternoon, and then once General Hospital went off, then your grandmother or your mother would finally let you watch cartoons.
Yeah.
So you finally got the TV to watch cartoons around 4:00.
Yeah, probably so.
And that was in time for He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. That was my show.
That was my show too. We telling our age.
I'm over 40, yes. I'm not going to say how much over 40.
We're not going to touch on that.
Yes, Sam. And then after that, Thundercats came on at 4:30. I was watching Thundercats. Absolutely true.
Now y'all definitely telling y'all age. I ain't gonna say the number.
Yeah, Overseer Noah. I'm not over 50 yet, like Butler and McCants. I'm not there yet, but I am over 40. Hallelujah. My hair is gray because I have 2 daughters, so girls will do that.
I think he got one more year, right?
No, I got a couple more
my
years.
bad. Okay.
And I've been pastoring Black people for the last 13 years.
Okay.
So when I started this journey, I had no gray hair. 13 years into pastoring, now it's all gray.
That would happen.
Black people in Brooklyn will do that.
that would okay.
Black people in Brooklyn will do that.
That would happen. That would happen.
No, Overseer Noah, you didn't have no grays either. You got a few now yourself, and you pastoring Black folks in Long Island. So, but the Long Island folks is a little easier than the Brooklyn folks. A little bit, not much, but they're a little bit easier than the Brooklyn folks. The Brooklyn folks is just different. Aaron Judge doubles. Anthony Volpe scores. Yanks get back a run in the top of the 7th. Now 9-2. Overseer said he got a lot now. It's coming. Yeah, you start pastoring these Black folks.
It ain't gonna stop either.
And I know what you mean, Overseer Noah. I was there when you was first starting to step into the role as the elder. When your mother had taken over the church after your father had passed away. I was his musician for a little while. I was their church's musician for a little while out in Long Island. Wow. And before I started pastoring. And yeah, Lord have mercy.
I just want to let you know. Let me put this out there since you want to put things out there about me and my shirt. And by the way, he was talking about when I be showing my results after I, leave the gym. Okay?
I don't care. They ain't got nothing to say about that. That was our conversation. That's not their business.
And I'm still going to do it again anyway tomorrow.
You bet not. You bet not. Isha, I was just in New York last week. I'm going to be back in New York. I'm be back in New York in 2 weeks. Don't make me come out to Long Island and you know what? I got to preach in Queens on Sunday too. Let me stop in Long Island first before I go preach in Queens.
We show results over here, but let me just make this known.
You don't need to show them no results.
Okay. I'll say okay. Gosh. Anyway, but I just want to put this out there since we're putting everything out there. I just want to let you know that your sister supports you every Sunday, okay? And watches you on Sunday and shares it on her page.
I appreciate you. That's what big hearts. I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
All my brothers. Mm-hmm.
We all appreciate you. Listen, we are helpers one to another, and we got to look out for each other. We definitely
that means
do.
If you mess with them, I'll fight you.
Yes, she will. Yes, she will. She gonna praise the Lord, and she gonna beat you. But for the record, we will beat you over her too. So just so that we clear, it goes both ways. Fellas, don't get crazy in her inbox, because if I find out about it, it's gonna be a problem. And if any chicks get out of line and I tell her, it's gonna be a problem.
I wish I was at your house.
So it's family love. It's family love.
All family. We'll praise God later.
Overseer Noah said Long Island folks are a lot too.
I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, I'm sure, but they're not quite Brooklyn folks. But we're not messing with y'all. Okay, we at our limit for this week. We're at our 90 minutes in, so we're done for this week. We can't do we have a podcast. It's an actual official podcast. I'm trying to monetize.
Okay, all right. Okay,
2 and 3 hours. So
okay,
we're back at it next week. Again, don't forget to like, share, tag, subscribe to. Well, firstly, on Facebook, we want you to like a Church Guys Sports Show podcast. Go just type in a Church Guy Sports Show. You'll see our logo there. That's right behind me on my green screen. You can see it, a Church Guy Sports Show. Like the page on Facebook. Follow everybody. Follow me. Follow Keisha. Follow Bishop J. Mack. Follow Bishop L. Follow Pastor David. Follow everybody on their respective pages on YouTube. Click the bell notification, which will allow you to subscribe to our podcast on YouTube, and we'll also send you an email alert whenever we go live, which is every Tuesday at 8 o'clock. And then, of course, for those of you who like to listen to podcasts while you work out, maybe you missed part of the podcast and you want to start from the beginning, tonight at midnight at 12:01, it will be available on Spotify, Apple Music, iHeartRadio, pretty much anywhere where you can get podcasts. You'll be able to download it, listen to it while you're working out, like Keisha. If you like to work out like Keisha, listen to it while you're working out. Laugh with us, joke with us, have some fun, and then join us back here next Tuesday. Because I told you we like a talk back church, so we want you in the comments talking to us, having fun with us. This is the Church Guys and Gals, or as L renamed our chat now that we added Keisha to it, the Church Folks Sports Show podcast. We appreciate all of the love. Continue to share it out with everyone. And enjoy the NBA draft tomorrow and Thursday. Enjoy free agency. Continue to enjoy the WWE. We will see you next Tuesday. Y'all have a great night, everyone.
Good night.
Yo, this is a state of emergency. Check. I need all my Knicks fans right now to grab your jerseys, your popcorn, your sodas, whatever you got to do to get ready for this game. I don't care if you're a cheerleader, an athlete, a couch potato. We're here to restore the feeling. Matter of fact, can you say it from New York what I say from New York? Hey, yo, let's go now.
Hey, yo, I bring that New York energy. Talking 42nd Street. Alley hoop finger roll. Ain't nobody checking me. Crossover through the legs. Step back, hit a 3. Still up in the hood, but got big baller tendencies. She just trying to get flued out to John Kennedy. Just to see the Knicks play. Make a couple memories. New York, if you ain't from here, don't pretend to be. And if you ain't rocking with the Knicks, you an enemy. Yeah, look at us. Whole city is wild. This is New York. Why y'all ever counted us out? Any game we attend, yeah, we taking it now. Fast break on the court, all up and down. Lead a garden in the pigsty. Yeah, we get it on this side. Bacon, egg, and cheese or the lobster neck with the ribeye. Either way, we winning the overtime if we get tired. Get it with the team, yeah, that's just something we live by. Hey, yo, first quarter in, we gon' turn it up. Gotta warm up first, then we taking it down.